Okay, so let's pull the energy for this reading. Okay, feeding into a lot of self-love, coming out of something that was not, it was like there was something that was maybe you have been doing that had put you into a place where you needed to put more into yourself to find balance. Maybe you were trying to come into a position where you could feel more empowered. If it was like, if you had to be in a lead role, it was like something was coming in really fast and there was like, you needed to work on yourself or walk away from something because it was like coming into a place where you had to empower yourself to be able to make things happen or to make things work in your favor. If this was like, you needed to like pay rent or you needed to come up with a way to find money, or there was a transition coming in where the way you were in, or the space you were in wasn't going to allow you to have things work in your favor. There was like a lot of being blocked off from a lot of things that you needed to go in your favor. It was feeling a lot of defeat. It was like feeling like you were on your last leg, or like you couldn't make things happen, or this is an energy you're in. There is this like feeling like you can't make things happen with the space that you're in. It is asking you to walk away from a lot of things that you know are not in alignment with your best outcome, or just with the space that you're in right now is just maybe not suited for a place that you need to be in. Not saying you can't go back to a place that you're in if it's a space you like being in, but maybe it's asking you for the space and time you need to realign with a place where you can come into a feeling of being more empowered going through a transition. There's a perspective that you need to gain to not feel like at a disadvantage, and you could feel like you just want to kind of like roll over and not do anything, or it's just like wanting to give up in some way, but needing to pull together some sort of strength, not blocking off this responsibility that you really need to take on. And even if you feel like walking away from some sort of transition that is being asked for you to go through, that may be difficult, it's just kind of like needing to trudge through a spot that is difficult. It is a difficult spot. It's a hard spot. I'm not going to say this spot is easy if you're resonating with this. It is going to be hard. Maybe you feel sick. To your stomach. Maybe you're going through withdrawals. Maybe you're going through a space where you need something to get through, like from point A to point B or to point Z, whatever it may be. It's just like not feeling good to be able to do something, but it's just like you still are being asked to make the like certain moves that you need to make to have something go in your favor. It's like, even if you are tied to a certain substance, or even if you can't walk away from a certain area, or if you don't feel good, there is still everyday things that you have to do in any scenario. And even if you feel like, I just want to lay down, I just want to not do anything, sometimes it's just like we're the only person really responsible for our outcome, even in relationships or families, or sometimes even when we're youth, we are responsible sometimes for how things are going to turn out. Unfortunately, sometimes that is the scenario, and sometimes we have to like look at a situation and decide like how we're going to move forward from a really difficult spot. And so this may be a really hard time. That is maybe it's like a really scary time, or maybe it's like a time that's really difficult to make a move forward. But I do feel like there could be support. There could be people that are in a position where they can empower you if you make that step forward, or if you choose to make a step forward in a place that may be difficult, or choose to just make that difficult transition, whatever it may be. I just feel like there's something that is just a hard, like A to B, trying to get that like first foot out the door type of movement. And then it's kind of like, it may be a lot easier, like a downhill type of movement forward is maybe a lot easier after you get that first transition out the door, or 1 foot forward type of energy. It's just like making that first step, maybe the difficult part.